Still on the birthday hype. Hey everyone, it's CupquakeHQ. We are still on the birthday hype. So if you didn't know, my birthday was yesterday and I had a crazy thought. You know how you just like sometimes have those really crazy thoughts? You're like, whoa, dude. Well, I had one of those moments, and I know that we've already hit our 10-year anniversary here with a YouTube channel, but it didn't dawn on me that I've spent 10 years of my life on camera making content. So I thought what we could do today is just chill, hang out, and go through my previous content, every single year of content, and just kind of like, you know, reminisce. And also give you guys like a little insight of what I learned throughout every year about creating content here on YouTube and the growth and the growing pains that I had to go through creating content for so long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. If you do, you know what to do. You know, leave a like for my birthday. You know what's one thing that I always like to do on my YouTube channel in the back-end analytics is look at lifetime. All right, so we're starting off in August of 2010. Every time I come back and look at videos on my channel, it's always this November update announcement video. Oh my gosh, that intro. The very first intro, I think I actually made this and I was so proud of it when I made it. I was like, so cool, man. I know motion graphics. So I remember filming this video when I was living with my parents. I was 22, still going to college, and this was in my bedroom. I didn't even have a computer setup. I was literally working off of a laptop. I didn't even have a desk in my room. I had, my bed was my desk that I would just sit and like edit videos, and I would used to submit videos to Machinima. So I didn't first start off with like an update video. I used to submit videos to Machinima and then do like little updates here on this channel. So those are the only two videos that I posted on my channel in 2011, but there are a lot of videos that are just somewhere on some hard drives. I don't know, maybe if you guys want me to like go into the archives and show you my very first content, I can make a separate video, but those were 2 videos in 2010. Moving on to 2011. I have my little girl gamer talks that I used to do, and I never really posted gameplay onto the channel until later on. I used to do these little girl gamer talks. God. Okay, my eyebrows though are so thin compared to now. Look at these bushes. You know, honestly, I don't really know what I was thinking when I was making these videos. I think it was just really me trying to get in front of the camera and talk and get comfortable with myself in front of a camera, because everybody goes through that awkward stage in the beginning, right? You have to get used to talking to a lens. I honestly think that these videos were necessary in order for me to, you know, grow as a content creator. Hey everyone, it's CupquakeHQ and I am here with Red B15.
Hey!
He's driving right now, so he can't talk. Well, he can talk.
I can multitask.
I can't multitask. Oh God. Okay, wait, but this one's filmed in my parents' bathroom. What? Why? Oh, and would you look at that? My first Minecraft video titled Minecraft Funny Zombie. So funny, Tiff. This is the quality content that people want. I've always told myself that I need to go through and just mass delete all of this cringe content, but I just can't bring myself to it because it's part of the journey, and I think it's interesting to still have it up here. And, you know, for people who are just starting out to come look at the channel and be like, damn, she sucks. So you can see that we've upgraded from filming in my bathroom in my bedroom to filming in my brother's room because he had better lighting in there, better natural lighting. I would always go into his room while he was at work and film while he was gone. So this was the year that I started introducing other games other than Minecraft and WoW, and I started with Portal and then played Portal 2 with Red, and that's what kind of got me wanting to explore different types of games and play different games, different co-op games, doing different collabs with people. I just love my descriptions. Real Life with CupquakeHQ episode 5, graduation, my college graduation. Woo! Oh my gosh, this is so crazy to see. I'm like super happy that I was able to capture these moments. Vlogging to me was completely new, and it was something that I loved doing and loved sharing, like little snippets of my life. I still like wasn't totally comfortable with sharing everything. So I'm really happy that I was able to capture some moments on camera like this. I always thought it was pretty interesting how, like, you know, for instance, I made a video making cake pops for my college graduation party, and I filmed it and everyone really loved it. And that's how I started making Quake and Bake videos. And I think a large part of continuing and like the driving force of my YouTube career has been all of the comments and the support that everyone continued to show, and like different interests that people would show in things that I did or games that I played. So that's like a really big part in, and it still is today, in my driving force of creating content, is being able to connect with all of you out there and just to have feedback and to connect over just different nerdy things. We even caught my engagement when I got engaged.
And this is the spot where Red proposed to me. Get yourself on camera.
It's kind of hard.
So he proposed to me and we are officially engaged.
Yes.
And very excited.
No more boyfriend, girlfriend stuff. We're now fiancés.
So Red and I had been dating for a really long time, even prior to getting engaged. And he was waiting for me to graduate college until he proposed. So after I graduated, that's when he popped the question, and I think we got married the next year later. Oh, look at Ruby. Oh my God. He still holds her like that. I can't, my little heart. I think my favorite videos looking back at these are definitely all of the vlogs. The gaming stuff is cool, but I just love being able to look at our life and see the different cool things and be reminded of everything that we've been able to experience together. Red and I have always had fun creating the vlogs, and I felt like they were always like the videos that didn't really fit in with the channel, because the channel has been like a gaming channel, but the vlogs have always been something that I loved making and creating and looking back on. They've been like my favorite videos to be able to produce with Red together, especially all the travel ones, to be able to travel all these places. But I don't know, I mean, if you guys want to see more vlogs, let me know. I love making them, or even just showing like what we're doing, what we're up to. And then we move on to 2012. There's a little bit of growth here still, but honestly, the first few years, I was just one little flat line. It looks like I got some upgrades this year. I have a pop filter, a mic, and I finally got a computer desk. I believe I had my first actual desktop computer because I asked my parents for it for a gift, for my graduation gift. I asked for a computer. It's a graduation gift. I'm such a nerd. I think it was either at the end of 2011, beginning of 2012 was when I decided that I was going to do YouTube full time. And that's when content creation just exploded. Like, I was creating content like a mad woman. I remember after getting married, Red was still working at a normal job. He was working at Machinima, of all places, and it was my first time living on my own. I would spend all day. I would wake up and just spend all day creating content, and when he would come home, I would ask him for help to create content, and I was just creating content non-stop. And I was just having so much fun with it, and I loved it, and I was just so driven, and just it was an insane amount of work that I was doing. Like, I was posting like double 2 videos a day, sometimes 3. It was crazy. It was mad. I would even film like 2 Quake and Bakes in a day. I don't know how I did it. I was just so driven in 2012. That was the year where I was just on one. Oh, look, I have our house. Our first house that we lived in, this is our first setup, still under construction. That was such a cute little spot. Like, we stood there for a year, and it was our friend's house, and he let us rent the front of the house, and it was just a awesome experience. We only lived there for a year though. 2013, that year was when the channel really started to take off. I had multiple Minecraft series that were doing really, really well. I had a bunch of videos were just starting to perform really well, and I think I was just getting picked up in the algorithm. I had like a ton of DIY videos, a ton of baking videos. All the Piece of Quake videos started to not really perform as well, so I kind of just like started decreasing those and just started to focus more on gameplay. And Minecraft, that was what really just kind of took the channel off. Was, I guess, Minecraft started to gain a lot more popularity, and I just got in at a really good time. I had 300,000 subscribers. I did like a little Omegle video, but things were just really starting to ramp up this year. And I think I was just so excited to be able to be getting all of this traction that I was just like, let's go. Let's go. We going. Oh, this was our little townhouse that we moved into. I was really excited about this place because we actually had to go through like the interview process. We didn't get to go through that with our other place. We were supposed to stay here for like 6 months and break the lease. We were planning on buying a house at this point, and we ended up staying there for 3 years. And by the end of us leaving this place, I hated it. It was my first time ever living in an apartment, and I just didn't like how you could hear the neighbors. Like, you could hear everything and they could hear everything. I would always get complaints about me being too loud, filming late at night. And since it was 2 stories, our actual computer office was upstairs, and the AC didn't really work in that room. Plus it was super loud, so I couldn't have it on because it would come out in videos. So I remember that I would have to like run the AC in the summertime. It was so hot up there, and then I would turn it off in between filming. It was not fun. I would be like beating sweat in my videos and have to like stop recording and like wipe the sweat. I just hated the place. But this place, honestly, like, we were living there for 3 years, but it feels like we were living there for maybe 1 year because we were just working day in and day out nonstop. We actually started another channel. I started my CupquakeHQ channel like back at our old place, so it was probably the year before this. And then we started our toy channel, and like we just were mad. Like, why did we make so many channels? We just had so many interests and so many ideas, and I couldn't really contain myself. I wanted to make content out of everything. And we did, and it was fun, but at a point it just became so overwhelming and just like way too much work. There was no way for me to keep up. If I were to miss a day, like, I'd be behind. And I started to become really unhappy after, because I wasn't really getting to live a life outside of creating content. That was my life. That's all that I did. And I was always busy and always working. And I just felt like my life started to pass me by, and kind of started to lose my sense of self as well. I don't know. I would just listen to comments and create videos about what other people wanted to see and what the algorithm wanted to see. And then became to a point where it's like, I don't even know what I like anymore. Yeah, definitely. I don't want to do that anymore. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about Toy Box Pets. Oh crap. So 2014, we had Toy Box Collectibles, which was like a collector's channel that Red and I had. We loved like art collectibles, and that's what that channel was really meant to be, was just all about like art and collectible vinyls, and just more art based than toys, right? And it was really, really fun at first, but I think I just started getting really burnt out because companies started to send us stuff and it just kind of lost its magic. And then also companies started sending us like actual toys, and it started like getting into this weird area where it was like not really a collector's channel. It was more about toys, and I don't know, it was attracting a weird audience, and I didn't a younger audience, a really young audience. And I didn't want that. And so we just kind of let it do its thing. The videos are still there. You can watch all those. But it was just another thing to add to our list of to-dos, you know, like making those videos. I can't believe we had like a Toy Box Pets channel too. Oh my gosh, what were we thinking? Not that we didn't like those channels. We had a ton of fun making content for those channels and posting and learning about artists, and it actually got us on the radar for Tokidoki. We did a collab with Tokidoki, like one of the brands that is like I look up to. It brought a lot of great opportunities, but I think it lived its life, and just I'm glad it did. I'm glad we went through that, but you know, too many things going on. I had too much going on. Oh shoot, I forgot about this. 2014 was the first time I ever released a song. I Love Blocks, and it was a song about Minecraft with Minecraft Chick and Aurelian, and Pedro produced it, and it was my first time singing in a YouTube video, and I absolutely loved it. That's the song that made me, you know, it opened this door to exploring songs and music made about video games. And I'm really glad that I did that collab. I was so nervous. 2014 was a really good year. We had a lot of really amazing opportunities. I got to travel a lot more. It was like I was getting a little more recognition, and more companies and brands wanted to work with me or us, Mario and I, and it was a good year. It was fun. It was a whirlwind of a year and playing so many games. But at the end of 2014, that's when the channel like really exploded, and all throughout 2015 it carried it on. And I think that has to do or the cause of that was animations, if I'm correct. Yep, it totally was. Our first animation that we did, Terrible Mom. That was our first animated short that we did on the channel, and we actually hired Jaden Animations, who was a fan who would submit fan art, and that's how we found her. And we were like, hey, do you know how to animate? She was like, no, but yes. I don't even remember what she said, to be honest with you. I think she didn't know how to animate, and she told us yes, and she learned, which I have mad respect for. So we hired her, and this was the first animation that she ever did. And then we started working with her more, and we did more animations. We started exploring other animators as well. So yeah, this is just another example of something that I did not even anticipate getting into when I first started, and it just came from gaming. You know, it's like a funny moment from gaming that we decided to animate. It was, again, another thing that we really love doing. And honestly, like these type of videos and this type of content like is my favorite out of all of them to do the animations. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to cartoons and animations. I've always loved cartoons, so being able to create these has just been awesome. I think I need to do more of that. I miss them so much. I don't animate them myself, and I know it takes a lot of work, but I'm gonna make that a goal to do more animations on the channel, just because cartoons and animations have a special place in my heart. There were so many games that I played in 2014, and a lot of them were like staples of the channel. One that comes to mind is Five Nights at Freddy's came out, and we also did an animated short for that one. That one like performed super well, and I think that those kind of came out at the right time because they just kept the spike going and going, and the spike just kept going up because of the animations. So yeah, you could even see on this graph, like all those spikes are animations. And it was just a really cool experience to be able to go through, to like have your content that you worked hard on and these ideas being served to so many people and having such a huge impact on people. People still remember those to this day, and like the animations are their favorite, and they always tell me that. So really glad to have been able to experience that, and hopefully we can do more of that. 2015 was another great year for us. We got to travel a lot. We came out with merch products. We started developing and designing and getting into merchandise, which is something that I had always wanted to do as an artist. It was like creating something and bringing it to life and then getting it into the hands of other people is just so cool to me. So that's when we started getting into merch, was 2015. It was 5 years into making content. And I remember that when we wanted to create merch, there wasn't that much out there for content creators. You either had like Redbubble or there was like another one, and it wasn't really the quality that we wanted. So we really wanted to try and develop and do everything ourselves. I believe 2015 is when we got our first official office space. So that was like super exciting to us and super just new territory. We started building out a team that can help us facilitate all the merchandise. And by team, I mean our family. We literally hired my brother, my 2 brother-in-laws, my mom, our friends. Like, it was just such a cool experience. It started this whole other journey of becoming a business owner, which I never expected that. Never. We literally just dove into the deep end with becoming business owners. We knew nothing about it. And we didn't think about any of the, not repercussions, but what goes into managing and having a business. We kind of just were like, all right, let's do it. And Red and I, we just took each other's hands and started running with it. And it was so exciting and new. And I wouldn't change it for the world. We've learned so much by just being in it. That's when our business started to grow. So cool. Oh my gosh, this makes me so happy. 2016, we finally moved into our house that we're in now. We renovated it for an entire year. And I was able to live with Ruby again. We brought my dog Ruby back, and she was a part of Mario and I's family as a married couple, because my parents were watching her since we were living in apartments and we couldn't have a dog. That's when I had my baby back ribs. Honestly though, just being able to move into our forever home was such a relief. Like, I was so stressed out at the other places, and every single day I just hated it. Every day I couldn't remember a day where I didn't say I hate it here. And to be at such a beautiful place now, I know we still haven't done a house tour. Red and I have actually been thinking about it. So if you guys want to see a house tour, we finally feel like we're settled in 5 years later. 2017. So this year you can see that we had quite a dip in views. We had this like super big spike and then kind of just shot down, and it was really weird to us and we couldn't really figure out why. But I think that year was like the beginning of a struggle mentally for me. I did shave my head, half my head. So shaving my head at the beginning of 2017 was a really symbolic thing for me because, for one, I just had really unhealthy hair from dyeing it all the time. I wanted it to just grow out. But 2, I felt like purple and the color purple and having purple hair became my identity. And I felt like I couldn't escape it. And I felt like people knew me for my purple hair and that you wouldn't like me if I didn't have this beautiful purple hair. And that it was part of my brand. And it was really symbolic for me because shaving it off was just a big fuck you. Not really. Not a fuck you to you guys, but just like a fuck you to the ego. You know what I mean? Like letting go and just saying fuck it and shaving it off and just starting new and letting it grow out. And I'm so happy that I got to do that because I've always found it really cool when women have, a side shave, and I wanted to see, I wanted to try it. I wanted to rock it. But doing this was the beginning phases of a healing process for me. A lot of people really loved me for my hair and like followed me on Instagram because of my hair. And shaving half of it off was very scary, but it was really just me kind of saying like, hey, my hair is not my identity. This is not who I am, kind of thing. So it was a really great experience, and I would recommend, if you can, everyone do it. 2018 was probably one of the hardest years of my life. I had a health scare. I started to develop anxiety out of nowhere, and it was really hard for me to go about my days, especially making content. But I think I started using creating content as a way to distract me and from taking care of myself. I didn't give myself any time to rest and rejuvenate and, you know, give myself a break creatively. I was just always it was just nonstop. And my body was just kind of like, yo, you need to take care of yourself. And some of you probably didn't even know that I was going through this, or some of you probably did. It was just a time for me to do some soul searching, to really like ask myself, what do I want to do with my life? And it was just a lot of learning. And so I started painting more. I started doing just more artsy, creative videos, and found a lot of happiness and joy in creating those. That year was also the year that our channel was steadily declining, and that started taking a real toll on my mental health. You know, this thing that I've been working on for the past 7 years is on a terrible trajectory, and there was really nothing that I could do about it. And it's like the more that I tried and the more effort that I put in, the worse that it would get. So it took a lot for me I just had to take a step back and take a step inwards and really like ask myself those hard questions, those life questions, like what do I want to spend my energy on? What do I want to do with my life? And like really just reassess where I'm headed. It was super confusing. Like I didn't know what the algorithm wanted to see anymore, or what people wanted to see anymore. And I just felt really lost. So yeah, 2019 was just me experimenting with different things, trying new things, seeing what makes me happy and what makes you guys happy and the algorithm happy. And then 2020. Well, I mean, 2020 like really threw us for a loop, and like was not expecting to have to go through something like this. As far as content goes, like I was still creating a lot of content, playing different games, but we ended up having to close down our office because of COVID, shifting everything online. So there was a lot of like shifting and learning and growing on the back end as far as like our company goes. I started live streaming a lot more. Actually, I've been streaming now for like 3 years. So that live streaming has really been just kind of like a lifesaver when it comes to me creating content, because I felt like I was able to connect with you guys more through live streaming and just, you know, seeing you guys chat with me live. It just felt like we were hanging out, and it made me so happy, and it gave me the energy that I needed to keep going. We played a lot of Animal Crossing in 2020. 2020 was really a challenging year for all of us, but I think it made us all have to retreat inside, literally. Also metaphorically, like spending time with yourself and learning to create these boundaries, super important. I just had to kind of relearn those boundaries, you know, now being at home and not going into an office. But I found that I was so much happier working at home, and I didn't realize how much of a toll going into an office was. Now 2021. 10 years later, I can honestly tell you that this year I have been the happiest I have been in a long time. I know content has slowed down, but I think that's what I really needed, because I was going hard a little too much. And I was kind of losing sight of why I was creating videos in the first place. You know, I was just pumping out too much content. I couldn't enjoy the now, and that's what I'm focused on, the now. I just want to be proud of everything that I put out there. I want to stay true to myself, and I want to be happy, because everybody deserves to be happy. And I was very unhappy creating content the way I was years back, and it was seriously like it was years that it took me to realize and to grow out of it, and to make that decision that I need to create my future now. There's no time like now, and I need to stop waiting. It's not going to happen unless I do something about it. So yeah, this year has been more focused on, I've been more focused on myself, and have stopped worrying about numbers and pleasing others. I just want to focus more on my creativity and just, enjoying life. I think I realize now more than ever, and I mean, you hear this all the time, that time doesn't slow down for everyone, but it does feel like it goes faster the older you get. And the clock is still ticking and it doesn't stop. And you need to take charge of your life, and that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to do every single day, is to create content and create things, anything that brings me happiness. And if it brings other people happiness, then that's a bonus. I've also been having a ton of fun creating some super cute merch. So if you haven't been to our shop, go to iHasCupquake.com. We just had a drop yesterday for my birthday, and we have some really amazing stuff coming out this year. But just, working on that and seeing the company grow has been awesome. I can't wait to see what other doors open up from just being creative and, getting out of my comfort zone and investing time in myself. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching the video. And if you've been here for 10 years, wow, holy moly, thank you so much. And even if you've been here for a day, just thank you for watching and just coming along on this journey. It's honestly been a roller coaster, and I'm grateful for every single one of you and all of the experiences that I've been able to have and learn from. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited for another 10 years. I don't know. Honestly, I always said that I would stop doing YouTube when I stopped having fun with it. And I was really close to not having fun with it. But I think that having a healthy balanced diet of YouTube and content creation is key. So yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to more creative videos here on the channel. If you're not subscribed, please be sure to subscribe and turn on all of the notifications so you get notified whenever I upload a video. Thank you guys so much for being with me on this amazing journey, and I will see you all later.